welcome back. And it is a Champions League preview. We have it all to do. We are 3-1 down on aggregate. Can the Reds pull it back and have a massive night in European football? I've got Salah and I've got Charlie with me today to do this Real Madrid preview. We'll start with you, Salah. How are you feeling, and how are you feeling ahead of this momentous tie against Real Madrid? We have it all to do.
Feeling good after a good result against Aston Villa, but big 3-1 down against Real Madrid is going to be a tough game to pull back, especially with the defence we have. So I think I'm not too optimistic that we can pull the result back, but that away goal just gives me a little bit of hope that we can just do something.
Yeah, I hope so too. And we'll need to score before we move in further and we get Charlie's thoughts. We do need to win by 2 clear goals, but 2-0 we can go through. 3-1 we take it to extra time, and 4-2 we go out because of the away goal. So ideally it's 2 goals, keep a clean sheet, or 3 or 4 goals, and run that risk of obviously conceding. But how are you feeling, Charlie? Are you confident after that Madrid game in the fact that, that never say die attitude hasn't left these players? And do you think that will affect your score prediction going into this game?
I'm not too confident with our defence, especially against their attack. Like, they've got Benzema, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo against Nat Phillips and Kabak. No disrespect to them, but they're not world-class defenders, and I think we're definitely going to concede. So the strikers need to be on the top form, otherwise I think we'll go out.
Yeah, well, there is actually injury news going into this game, but not for Liverpool, for Real Madrid. The right wing back, Lucas Vazquez, has done his PCL, which means that he'll be out for 6 months minimum, meaning that he will obviously miss out the tie against Liverpool, which means that they could put Mendy to that right-hand side and maybe start Marcelo, or possibly Odriozola, who hasn't had a Champions League appearance yet.
He played in the Classico though, so I think there is a good chance he should start.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure whether he'll start, but that's a massive blow, obviously, for them. And chucking the likes of Odriozola into a game where Liverpool will be throwing everything at it, I imagine. Maybe damaging to his confidence, but we'll look at the Liverpool side. Obviously, Trent popped up with the winner. Trent was a big talking point in the last game we faced against Real Madrid. Do you think that game will give him confidence to really put up a fight against Vinicius? And what was the problem, and why was he so riled up with, obviously, Vinicius in the last leg? We'll go to you first, Charlie.
I think Trent's defending's always been questioned, and he's a decent defender, but sometimes when you come up against the best attackers, it is tough for him, especially bombs up and it leaves gaps. But I don't actually think that Vinicius Jr. is a top player. He's good at dribbling, but his finishing isn't great, and he scored 2 against us. That just shows how bad we were that day, because I just don't rate Vinicius Jr. So hopefully he can improve his defensive and attacking game in the home at Anfield. And I think when you've got more similar surroundings, then you get more comfortable into the game. But then never played in Madrid reserve stadium or whatever it was, so I think he should have a better game, because it'd be hard to have a worse game.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think a lot of people have been hyping Vinicius. I think the main problem was he was given so much room and space because we got battered in the midfield. So I think a midfield is a much more priority. But staying on the topic of Trent, we'll go to you, Salah. The same question we asked to Charlie. How do you think the game against Villa will affect his confidence going into this game against Real Madrid?
Well, I think it affects it nicely, but Trent, I think he has his off days sometimes, and he wasn't the best against Madrid. As I think Aled said, that partly due to the midfield, is Keita was playing on the right side, and I think Keita was taken out due to his lack of defensive cover, which exploited Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I think that was a main factor in the game. But I think he did make an individual error, and you cannot say he didn't. But I think the Madrid game and the Aston Villa game would put forward into his mind that he knows what Trent Alexander-Arnold can do. and he knows that he's perfectly capable of defending. He's done it against Sane. He's done it against other attackers. He's forced Ronaldo to even switch wings in the final. He's capable. So if he just stays sensible and doesn't make errors, then hopefully we have a chance of winning this game. But I think Trent will play good. Hopefully he does.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope that obviously sorts his game out, and what more confidence can you give to him after such an important performance against Villa in terms of the league. But we'll go on to how do you think the Reds will start up? At the moment, there are no fresh injury concerns going into this Real Madrid game. Yet there is a lot of speculation out the front four, the middle three, how you match that Real Madrid midfield. I think that obviously you need to match that midfield of Kroos, Casemiro and Modric in order to progress. We'll go to you. Do you think, briefly, do you think that we'll go 4-2-3-1 for this game, or do you think we'll go 4-3-3 and play that high line, which we've been seeing a lot over the past 6 months in particular? Charlie, we'll go to you first.
I'm not sure if I go for the 4-2-3-1, but I want them to because we need the goals, and you've got Jota, and I think that in the first leg the pressing was poor. And Cruz done an amazing ball through to Vinicius Junior, but if he shouldn't have been let to do that ball, we know he's a world-class midfielder, and he should not have been let to get that ball over to the top. And yeah, he's not gonna switch his back line now, as he Klopp's committed to that ever since he's been at Liverpool, ever since he's been at Dortmund, ever since he's been at Mainz. So I can't see him changing the line, and I think we should go to a 4-2-3-1, but I don't think we will.
Yeah, personally, I feel like this is a game which he could spark the 4-2-3-1 due to the fact that he's managed that front four a lot more than he has done in the past. You look, but all of those players have had their time where they've come off, they've started, they've dropped to the bench, and I feel like he could spark a surprise. But to be honest with you, I think Klopp, I want to see that, and I think that there's an element of me that's saying that he will start that, but I also think there's another side of it where you think start them three midfielders, start Fabinho, Thiago and Milner, because I don't feel Gini Wijnaldum's been up to it over the past few games, to be fair. And I'd give the captaincy to Milner if that was to happen. But that midfield three, I think, has to really put up a good fight against the Madrid team, because I feel like that's where the game will be won or lost. But same question to you, Salah, 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3?
Part of me says that we're 3-1 down and very unlikely to pull it back, so why not just try to 4-2-3-1, and if it works, it works. But we need the goals, as Charlie said, and I think the 4-3-3 is a good formation to do it. And I think it was earlier, if I'm not sure, the Echo did report that it's unlikely that the front four will start, that either one of them will be taken off, or I don't know. It just said that the front four is unlikely to start, which most likely means we'll go in a 4-3-3. And I do partially agree with your midfield saying, Alid, when you say Milner, Thiago and Fabinho, as Milner is a leader, and Thiago is set for the European stage. But the thing with Milner, I don't know if he's a good player, but you see Gini Wijnaldum is a clutch. Although I criticize him a lot, he's clutch in a big game in Europe. You saw it against Roma and you saw it against Barcelona. And what do we need? A clutch player. If you're not going to play Origi, then play another clutch player in like Wijnaldum. But my only problem with Wijnaldum is if he doesn't perform, to the standards he has been doing for the past few years. Because let's be honest, for the past 2 weeks, Wijnaldum hasn't been out, and I want a player to play good in that Real Madrid tie, and I don't know if Wijnaldum will do it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And we'll go on to how do you think we'll approach the game, in the sense, do you think, not how do you think that we will approach it, how do you think the game will go? Do you think we'll get a goal early on? Don't reveal too much about your score prediction. We'll come to that at the end of the video. But do you think we'll get a goal first? Do you think Real Madrid may get a goal first? And do you think we're out if they do get that first goal? Because I believe if they get that first goal, we're out of it. We'll go to you, Salah, first on this one.
I think Klopp will have the mentality just attack, means to get the goals. I think he'll care about the defense and the defensive line, but Klopp really needs to drop that defensive line. He did it against Villa a little bit and it worked. So I think if he does it Real Madrid, I think we just have to wait and see if it will work. But I think ultimately it's how Zidane sets up, because Zidane can set up in two ways. Zidane can set up in I want to get this away goal. I want to finish the attack completely. Or Zidane can also set up like this. He plays a 3-4-3 with wing backs tucking in and making it a 5-back. He can do that. He can play like a Sean Dyche. It can even go two ways. But I think Klopp needs to have the right man management, and he needs to drop that highline 100%.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll go to you, Charlie, on this first. On the same question we asked to Salah, how do you think the game will go? Do you think early goal, late goals, balanced, fair? What are you saying?
Well, we should come out on the pitch all guns blazing because we need the goal simply, really, and Real Madrid don't. So I think they'll sit back a little bit more and we'll attack them. They could definitely get us on the counter attack, but I think an early goal is crucial because if we don't get the early goal, then it doesn't look too good.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll go to team predictions. I'll start first, and then we'll go to Charlie first on this one before going to Salah, get some team score predictions, and then we'll wrap up the video. So I'm going Alisson in net, Trent, Kabak, Phillips, and Robertson. For that midfield, I'd go Fabinho and Thiago in the double pivot. And then the front four in Mane, Jota, Salah, and Firmino. But with Salah saying that there's a report saying that one of them will be dropped to the bench, I expect that we go 4-3-3 with Fabinho in the 6, Thiago in the right-hand side, and Milner on the left. And the front three, I think you start Mane, you start Firmino, and you start Salah, bring Jota off the bench. But we'll go to you, Charlie. What are your team predictions?
Yeah, I think Alisson obviously in goal, Robertson, Kabak, Phillips, Trent, Fabinho. You've got to have Fabinho in the field, haven't you? And then Thiago, I criticise him a lot, but he is made for Europe. He is that type of player. And then Milner, he's just solid. He's not gonna have a great game. He's not gonna have a bad game. You just know what you get with Milner. Which is
solid nice. 6 out of 10 every game.
And then I think we'll play front three: Salah, Firmino, Mane. Just because I don't think they've got the experience ahead of Jota, and I think Jota should start ahead of Mane, or they should play front four. But I just can't see him starting this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Firmino's a better shout considering the fact that he has popped up with some big European goals, PSG, Roma, and a few others, Hoffenheim. But we'll go to you, Salah. Team predictions. Are you going the same as Charlie, or you stick into that rigid 4-3-3? 4-2-3.
I'm going to stick to the 4-3-3. Don't think Klopp will change. You've got Ali in there, Trent on the right, Phillips, Kabak, Robbo, and then holding Fabinho, Thiago on the right. And if it means I go for another 90 minutes of suffering, he's a clutch player, so he's going to have to play Gini Wijnaldum as my left centre mid. And then on the right, I'm going to have Salah, Bobby down the middle. And Mane, he has to be up there because if he's not up there for minute one, it's going to be a tough game. So hopefully Mane puts in the masterclass and we see last year Mane.
Yeah, I agree. And now we'll go to score predictions. I'm going for a 3-0. I'm actually going for a 3-0. I think Liverpool will score an early goal. They'll push for that second goal, which they will get in the 60th minute. And then Real Madrid will obviously have to come out, try and get that one goal, really kill the game off. And I think that will leave them vulnerable at the back, and I think we'll pounce a third. Liverpool to progress. Salah, we'll go to you first on this one. Score predictions. Do you see a comeback?
Of course I see a comeback, but I don't know why. I just have this little feeling in me that this is going to plan out like the Atletico Madrid game. Although it's a 2-goal deficit, and that one was only a 1-goal deficit, that we'll come back. At one point, we'll be winning the tie. And then just a stupid mistake, just like Adrian did last year, it cost us an away goal. And once the away goal goes in, you're just going to crumble. I just have that feeling in me, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen. And I'm hoping Liverpool score 2 goals, just sit back, and then win on away goals. But my score prediction, I'm going to go for... I don't know. It's because I can say 4-1, but then Real Madrid have that away goal as well. I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
Fair enough. And Charlie, what about you?
Sorry to crash the party, but I'm going to be a pessimist here. I'm going to go 3-1 at full time and then Real Madrid to get 1 in extra time. I thought, like, I just
That's a
can't see
decent
without
shout.
defence.
Do you know what? I've got that vision in my head. I think yours and Salah's thoughts combined. I think when the silly little mistake can cost us, and that away goal, and I feel like one mistake could really cost us the tie. So yeah, interesting score predictions from you lads. Leave your score predictions down in the comments down below. And remember, this is Anfield. We've seen a lot of comebacks over the years in Anfield. Let's hope we see another one. Yes, there is no fans, but same players. Let's hope they get that job done. Please like the video. Please subscribe to L5 Star FC for more Liverpool, Premier League and Champions League content. And subscribe to Crop Talk TV if you're watching this as well. Yeah, smash the likes. You'll never walk alone. Let's hope for a big European comeback. Thank you to Charlie. Thank you to Salah. We are over and out. You'll never walk alone.